Hello, tarot fans, and welcome to a midweek reading of the general energy for Thursday. Nope, that's tomorrow, but it's midweek, so right, it's for the next couple days until I get to the weekly on the weekend. So I'm going to shuffle the deck 3 times. I'm going to cut the deck. And when I cut the deck, just have an intention or answer you'd like to have clarity on. And I'll call the divine with love and light. And if you're open to it, you can channel your spirit guides and angels and, all that good stuff from the ethers out there to bring you some healing messages from the beyond. So from the reading, you can take away 2 or 3 messages that resonate most with you. Wow, past position, we got the Temperance card. We have the 7 of Wands. Ooh, we have the Devil in the future. King of Wands, he was around last week. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, 10 of Swords. Hermit, okay, there's that Hermit energy. Oh boy, and the 3 of Swords, okay. Queen of Cups. So the underlying energy of this reading is very nurturing, motherly, loving, kind, soft, gentle. So just keeping in mind, there's that to take into consideration. So in your past position, it looks like you have practiced that balancing or tempering of a situation or an idea or something. You've thought it through. You've kind of put yourself in a position where you figured what was most important. You balanced the situation. So at this point, you are so ready to defend that notion or move ahead with an idea without feeling restricted. And that's funny that leads me into the next card, which is future, which is the Devil card, which is total restriction. It just means you feel trapped or bonded or withheld from something. Could be even something in a despairing situation, something you're dealing with that's causing you anguish or causing you frustration, causing you pain, kind of like the 9 of Swords and the minor arcanas, which is, that keeping you up at night. But this is on a level that's holding you back from something. I think you're ready to bust out though, because you got the Queen of Swords in your soul position, and you have the King of Wands in your mind position, and you also have the Page of Pentacles in your body, which shows me that you are working hard at this, whether that's to release what's holding you back or to, find the softer side again of life. Where do we see her? Okay, yeah, the Queen of Cups here, nurturing more into like that artistic, like there's a nice Renaissance feel going on lately in the cosmos and that collective, that people are looking for something more that transcends, the stuff that we have to go through, as humans, but something, yeah, of the arts or culture or of evolution or spiritual, even, being drawn to a reading like this. It's kind of resonating with your spiritual side. Anyway, so keeping in mind that you have to be gentle in this position in the future, being gentle with yourself. I am going to pull a few clarifiers. Okay, there's a 5 of Wands, a 6 of Pentacles. There's another balance. So weighing of options, less like the 2 of Pentacles, which is like legit balancing and like one side to the other side, like kind of like the balance of something tempering, and these scales are more like your limits. What are the limits, or what are the boundaries, or what are the polarities here? Really going on that level. And I think this card is very like self-care, taking care of yourself, protecting yourself. That's really something, and keep on pursuing it with the 5 of Wands here. And this is your clarifier for your future. I think if you are restricting or holding yourself back, maybe you have to just look at that as just a minor setback, and you're still figuring things out. You're still figuring out, what am I taking? What am I giving? Is this balanced? Is this something? And you got the minor in that balance and the temperance. So it's like she's doing here, pouring 2 jugs of water into each other. And, she's doing it in a very like introspective way, where she's really like saucing it about, like really going into it and saying, like, very like gliding into a thought and gliding into another. This is more in terms of balancing, what you're giving of people and what you're giving to yourself. So really knowing, like, what do you have to give, and what do you have to say, you know what, no, I got to give back to me at that point. I'll pull one more clarifier, because I like to pull clarifiers in threes, if you may have noticed. But anyways, the Hierophant is that very stern, patriarchal, but patriarchal in a way of like tradition, authority. So I don't know, if we look at the balancing, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, those energies are so strong right now. Maybe it's more about balancing, those energies in terms of the higher, like institutional way and successes versus, that softer side, that nurturing, compassionate, sweet side, the balance. So that's actually a nice, the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. So, of a nice balancing of the male and female energies, to think of that nurturing. And we as men and women, as humans, we can embody both of these. Women are highly educated, and men are highly nurturing, and it just depends what's more dominant in the person, because that's a revelation, I don't know, maybe of our times, that we do want to see that, balancing of something. So anyways, again, it's a general energy reading. I like to do this, and now, to kind of see what the situation, the action, and the outcome is okay. We are at the 10 of Swords. So there's your minor arcana for a completion or an ending of something. It could be drastic or dramatic, like somebody did something and that's enough now, like you're done. Or it could be, like establishing a boundary for yourself and saying, I will not accept that anymore. I will not tolerate that. Or it could be just accepting that, there's a new thought or a new idea or a new, awakening, an epiphany, something of that. So we have the Hermit here. So I kind of forecasted, I think, that he'd show up at some point. I like this energy at this time of year, like in fall, and really like pulling back in and, watching the tree now after it's come to full burst in that beautiful summer that we had. And now it's kind of coming and holding on, and then going, and then, okay. So because what I'm trying to say is the Hermit really allows you to withdraw in, and he's got his little light with him, or I forget what the other thing that they say it is, Father Time, maybe a lantern, but anyways, it's depicted in that. But it could be like that timer thing, the sand that you flip over, or a lantern. But anyways, it's probably that. Something to light the path, or to know that time is precious, and as light is as well, time is, and we have to go within sometimes and figure things out. Now I got the Three of Swords in my outcome. Three of Swords is not a great card. This is a very kind of heartache, heartbreak, heart something, a betrayal, a deception, more of something that, like, caused you some serious pain, and not on like an existential level, but a pain of somebody hurt you, or maybe you hurt yourself, and you go inward and you action. That's the action you take, and the outcome is you say, hey, I've been telling myself this, and I've been holding myself back, or something. But anyways, because the reading kind of is going how it's going, it's looking like you have to stand up for yourself. So like I said, take 2 or 3 messages away from the readings. So whatever it is that you've balanced or you've broken free from, you've broken the chains of restriction by figuring out like what was important and what you wanted to go forward to. You're heeding to some sort of like stability or tradition or higher education, maybe going back to school, maybe learning a new subject, whatever really resonates with you, that's kind of that highest authority. And it is sometimes just you are your highest authority in your own life, which I think is a nice thing to take control of that. And you're working hard. You're moving into a direction where you're taking your physical self to a point of, again, yeah, maybe something artistic new, maybe start a new hobby, maybe, you start, I don't know, singing, but I'm thinking because of if you're in your mind, or you just maybe start doing poetry readings, and you're honest, you're honest, you're direct, and you're moving on, and you're dealing with whatever situation is going to cause you, some sort of like feeling, like the feels. So yeah, it might be that, it might be this fall going kind of deep into yourself and having to clear out old wounds. But the nice thing about the human experience is we can clear out old wounds, and we can. Wow. So the Four of Cups. So yeah, it's definitely pondering something, considering something, thinking about it. Maybe it's that you're weighing your options. The Temperance is born into the Four of Cups there, but it's like I'm not really sure which one I want to go to take and to walk away with. So you're considering things. So maybe it's going to make you think about something. Maybe it'll bring something up from your past where you really need to say, okay, what's the best decision or the best way to move forward? Nice. The Four of Wands came after that. The Four of Wands is like a very much marriage card. The 1111, it's a lucky card. It's a soulmate card. So, maybe there's something, if you're seeking a love relationship, that maybe once you get past your own personal barriers, you will find that maybe that's exactly what you're looking for. The Four of Cups is like, that's not what I want. And then you get to this point, you're like, I want to maybe get married. I want to have that, build that house, or something that's more traditional. There's the Hierophant again up there, so, ooh, the Magician. Well, isn't that a nice lucky way to end a midweek reading for the first week of October with Spiritual Side Tarot? I think so. You had the Magician the other day too, General Collective. So whoever is listening to this video, whoever this is resonating with, take 2 or 3 messages away from this reading. And yeah, thank you. And have a great rest of the week.